Look, folks, I think one of the tough things, and when I went up to Britain last week, I didn't get to see a show. I got out to see one live musical report performance in a bar that Amy Winehouse, or in the same locale that Amy Winehouse used to hang out with. But we don't have enough theatre in New Zealand. But we do have, when we have theatre, often it's very, very good. And the last play I went to see live was at Circa. I think we talked to Roger Hall about it at the time. It was last year. It was called The End of Summertime. And it was a kind of, I don't know, a reboot almost for people of my generation, a little older, of gliding on, the life journey that we've all been through. It was a beautiful piece, a one-man show. And it sold out in 2024, but it is back at Circa, and I thought it'd be worth giving it the old platform bump by having another talk about the play. And joining me now is the guy, I guess bringing it all together. He's gone from actor to, I'm not going to call you an impresario, you're a director now, Ross Jolly.
I'll wear that. Impresario sounds grand.
It does, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Sir Ross Jolly will be not far behind, I
imagine. Ross, this is a Roger Hall play, and for those who do not remember it, I'm kind of disappointed you're not on Video Link now, because everyone would look and say, oh, he's the guy off, was it Glide Time or Gliding On, the TV series? What name did you go with?
Well, Glide Time was the play that started it all off.
And it was Gliding On was the TV series.
TV series, and we ran for 6 years, and we were number one there for a while.
And you were a household face.
I was, and I still am to people of a certain age.
Yeah, because you played the smart-ass guy in the Wellington Public Service. Oh, it was a great character. Like so many of Roger Hall's characters, it was a great character.
It sort of predated The Office, really, didn't it? It was.
Geez, when you think about it, Ross.
Yeah.
When you think about it, Gliding On was basically The Office.
It was. It really was.
That little bastard, Ricky Gervais, probably.
He nicked it, the bastard. And also, it sort of put to rest the idea, New Zealand can't do comedy. Well, I'm sorry, but you're not right there. People still say, New Zealand can't do comedy, and I think they're wrong.
Look, seminal for me as a young New Zealander, and it was very much seeing ourselves and the reality of our lives on screen. There was a line in that play, Ross, I can always remember. What was the lovely woman who was always talking to her mum on the phone?
Beryl, that's Beryl.
Beryl, and Beryl said, I've got to go now, it's lunchtime.
Yeah.
And
people blamed us for sort of putting the public service into disrepute. Someone wrote to the paper saying, how dare you? And
I got a public service job in the holidays, an admin job, and I literally heard someone say, I've got to go now, it's morning tea time, I've got to get back to work.
Everybody had some dealings with the public service, the post office or the electricity board or all those government departments, and everyone imagined that they were like gliding on out the back smoking and running, chook raffles and stuff like that. Not fair on the public service.
Yeah, look, now let's have a talk about End of Summertime. You had a really good season. I really enjoyed it, and geez, it is a bit like Gliding On or Glide Time, even going back all those years. Roger has got a really good way, very simply and without pretense, of capturing the reality of Kiwi life. I think that'd be fair, wouldn't it?
It would be fair. He writes of what he knows. Look, he's been entertaining us for 5 decades, so he's sort of got it right now. I always said to him in the program notes, so is this, Roger Hall's last play? He's written his last play 3 times.
Yeah.
He's unstoppable. Actually, funnily enough, we've just opened in Palmerston North for a 3-week season. We were going to tour it over the place, but economically not so good. So it was a great success on Saturday night, and we come back to Circa at the end of the month for a little short 2-week season to mop up those who didn't get in last time because it booked out. Yeah.
Wow.
But Roger puts his finger on Kiwiana, and he writes what he knows. His character Dickie Hart. This is the 3rd incarnation of Dickie, the rugby-loving, slightly misogynist, slightly racist
man
Kiwi
for all
guy.
seasons.
Yeah. Yes, he is. And Roger's writing contains humour, a little bit of pathos, and a lot of truth. because he writes of what he knows, and the observations in the play, and which you're sort of alluding to, they're sort of accurate. You go, that's absolutely right.
Well, one
You
of the
sort
biggest
think
laughs, or one of the biggest aha moments, and I don't want to give away too much or do any spoilers.
Yeah.
It's a one-person play,
yeah,
and Mr. Gavin Rutherford works bloody hard at it and does a terrific job. But there was a shot that came up, a graphic in the back of the dispensing. Funny, we've just been talking about pharmacists. And I have it now because of various conditions and things I've got to take. The Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, AM, PM pill dispenser
yes,
that I fill up every Sunday. And almost the entire audience I was with at Circa, there was just this knowing chuckle that that's where we're at with life. And it's such a small detail, but it's so very real.
Yep. Well, those moments, the aha moments, which the critics alluded to, they work down here, and bugger me days if they don't work just as well up in Palmerston North. So it's a bit of a universal truth about ageing and, you know, the vicissitudes of life that beset us all, including putting out your pills on the bench. Which the audience goes, yeah, right. Younger people, not so much, but they say, oh, that's my grandfather, that's my racist uncle, or blah, 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 you know.
Well, look, that's the other thing I'd say, Ross, and I think it was very much the nature all those years ago of Glide Time and Gliding On. It's observational without being preachy, without being highly political. It's a mirror, not a laser, if you know what I mean.
I do. Look, I hate plays that's called agitation propaganda, and they preach at you, and my T-shirt reads, we don't preach, we insinuate. You know, you know what I mean? If you bash people over the head, they resist, but if you sort of inveigle them with a bit of humour and intrigue them and let them make up their own mind, it has far more impact, I believe.
And that's certainly, you know, good theatre does that. It doesn't.
It does.
You know, primarily it's there to entertain us, isn't it? Makes us want to go.
To entertain, and you slip your message in if you've got a message or you want to say something, and most good entertainment has some sort of a message of some sort that the author wants to get across. This one sort of says there is redemption for people who've been a bit prickish and things, and they can change, and it's sort of.
Look, there's something else about what Roger's written. Yeah,
eh?
What Roger's written here, because it is, I think, a very accurate reflection on growing old and the challenges we have. It sort of says it's all right, and you're not alone.
Absolutely, there's hope. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and it's about finding your way through. I mean, the character has a few setbacks.
Yeah, it does.
It wouldn't be a play without that. But he comes through valiantly and gives it heaps. That's the message, and it's quite a good one in these chastened times, to be honest.
I reckon so too. So too, actually. And I really love seeing it. I might go and have another look or take. I might take Mum along, actually. You know what I do? I might bring Mum along this time.
We'll get you some tickets, mate. That's great you're doing this, because it was a year ago, because that's how we schedule things. So we schedule for Palmerston, and then we come straight back here and do something. And already we're almost 50% booked out for this season. So advise people to get along at Circa.
Bloody good. Now, Ross, how do people get tickets? Where do they go?
They just ring up Circa Theatre.
Okay, or is there an online?
Or do it online.
There's a thing called the internet now, Ross. I think
it's online as well, but we do have a booking office, but people book online now, yes, of course.